whether it's praying around the dinner table or gathering to watch football on TV. My family has a special tradition involving balloons. Every Thanksgiving, we like to write notes to our loved ones who have passed away and send them up with balloons to heaven. It's how we keep the dead alive in our hearts. But this year, we're gonna have to buy more balloons because my uncle, Jimmy, has died. He was a very passionate, resilient, welcoming person. See, my uncle wasn't always a great man though. He had an ongoing battle with addiction for the first half of his life, and this battle led him to reach his lowest point, to hit rock bottom. However, he showed great strength of character and how resilient he was, not when he was able to climb up, get a job, and get sober, but when he helped others do so as well. He joined ARM, a biker gang that is specifically for reformed addicts, and they help each other out, stay sober. And I think that shows his true measure of character. Because when you judge character, you shouldn't look at one's best point, you should look at their lowest point and how they handle it. When he was at my lowest, he could have given up, but he didn't. He chose to help other people and climb together. And I think my uncle was able to help other people because that was his passion. He was always a very passionate person. You saw him at a family gathering watching a Dallas Cowboys game, he was shouting at the TV. I used to think it was annoying and unbearable, but I think that just reflected how deeply he cared about a lot of things. You'd also see Uncle Jimmy. He could walk up to a stranger, start a conversation, and turn it into a heated debate within 5 minutes. Now, you might think that's because he's a rude person or, because he doesn't respect people, but that's not what it is. I think for him, arguing was his way of connecting with people, because when you argue, you share a really controversial part of yourself and you learn more about one another. And so that's why I think he preferred to connect with people. He just got real into the thick of things. He was someone you could always be comfortable around. And I think that people were his passion because he's just a welcoming person. I remember one year during Christmas, we all went to my grandma's like we normally do, and he had brought some random person there. Nobody else knew it. My parents didn't know him. My grandma didn't know him. We all let him in though because Uncle Jimmy brought him. Well, that guy, he didn't have a family. He was one of the many people Uncle Jimmy touched in his life. See, most people on Christmas, they cherish their families. They help their families. Uncle Jimmy increased his family that year. He added one more person to his line of people. I share about my uncle because I think there's a lot we can learn from him. A lot of us migrated from out of state or out of town to be here, so we're similar to birds in that sense. But some of us may not have always found our flock. And my uncle certainly did not pass alone. He found his flock. So I think you should bear that in mind and remember to always be resilient, passionate, and welcoming.